let's get right into it. Today is my 8-week pregnancy update. It still feels really foreign to be sitting down and making these kinds of videos and to be saying it. It's one thing like on the vlog and talking about it on YouTube, because we obviously film our journey and we talk about this stuff all the time, but when I have like random encounters with strangers, it's so foreign still. Like the other day, Canadian Blood Services called and they were telling me like, oh, can you donate blood this weekend? We're having a bank near your house. And I had to say, oh, sorry, I can't, I'm pregnant. And saying those words like, and having them roll off my tongue was just so weird. It's exciting and amazing, but I'm still not used to it, I guess. So that has been something really, really crazy. But I know the more I say it, the more I will like let it sink in and be like, okay, Ayla, this is real life. Take it in. So in this video, I'm going to talk a little bit about everything that's been kind of going on with my body and everything since my last update. I think my last one was in the 6-week mark. So I guess it's been 2 weeks since then. Today I am actually 8 weeks, 4 days. My turnaround day is on Sundays, so I get so excited on Sunday to wake up in the morning and like check all my apps and see how baby's growing and everything. It's really fun. So some of the apps that I've really been loving, I literally check every single one every day. But I have The Bump, I have Ovia, I have What to Expect When You're Expecting, and then I have this period tracker one that I used like the last like 5 years just with our infertility. So I really like The Bump because I like how it's laid out, and it also has this really cool like interactive bit where you can like look at your baby in 3D, and it's super cool. I like the What to Expect one, especially for the community part of it, and then they also have really good videos like each week explaining what's going on that week that I think is really cool. And then, as you guys know, the Ovia has the little hand, and I think that one's really fun to keep up with. And they also have videos and stuff like that too. So this week, baby is the size of a raspberry, and that's crazy. Like, it's so incredible to me to think of how the baby grows so quickly. Like, to start from the tiniest seed to being a raspberry, like, it's just mind-blowing. So it's really exciting to have something physical to like compare to, and to know like this is what the size of the baby is. So still really tiny, of course, at 8 weeks, but growing a lot. So symptoms, the past couple weeks have been way different than I guess I expected. I kind of thought that I was gonna be hit with nausea like really hard, because I get easily sick, like motion sickness and things like that. So I had a feeling like that nausea would just take over me, but it hasn't really. And it feels weird saying that, because like all of these years I've been like, please just let me be nauseous and have my head in the toilet, but I haven't thrown up once. I haven't even really been close to it yet. I've had, like I've explained before, this like background nausea some days where it just sort of is in the back of my body kind of. It's not quite in the forefront, but I can just feel it. I've been really good to snack a lot. Like, I'm constantly eating and trying to keep my stomach from being empty. So I keep a few snacks in like my bedside drawer, and I eat one as soon as I wake up after I take my like thyroid pill. And I have been good at that, so maybe that's part of it. But yeah, it's really weird. I thought that I would be hit with it really terribly. I'm definitely not complaining, it's great. But it is there, like I do notice it. Like even right now, I feel it just a little bit, like lingering around, I guess, but it hasn't made me actually sick yet. So I'm definitely really curious to see if it'll stay that way for the rest of the first trimester, or if I will kind of progress as time goes on. I have no idea, but I'll be sure to update you on it. My biggest symptom 100% is exhaustion. I am just beat. I'm so tired all the time, and I've always been kind of a tired person, but this is another level. I don't even want to move. I'm just really lazy and just, yeah, I'm taking advantage of this time where I get that chance and I'm able to just take naps and rest and sleep in and stuff, because I know it won't last forever. But I actually kind of like it. I like feeling tired because I know that there's so much that my body's doing inside, and that's why I'm tired. So it's been crazy to see just that change in me. As for my chest, I haven't had that much soreness. It has been fairly mild. And I don't know if that means that I'm not gonna see as big of a growth as some women do. I don't know. I try not to think about it too much, but it hasn't been too tender. I've heard stories from like friends and people who have said that it was even hard for them to wear a shirt or like to lay in bed. It's there. It's kind of like the nausea. It's there lingering, but it isn't anything that is super noticeable. One thing that has definitely increased over the last week or week and a half has been frequency to pee. Like, this is so new to me. I have never had this before, but I'm waking up every night to go pee in the middle of the night and I'm not used to it. So it's like a different thing entirely, like getting up, stumbling over to the bathroom. Luckily, it's not that far away from the bed. But it's just so funny how every single day, like it's like clockwork at like the same time every night I have to get up and go pee. Luckily it hasn't been disturbing Caleb too much. I asked him the other day, I was like, did you hear me like when I had to go pee in the night the other night? And he's like, I don't really know. So I was like, okay, well, if you're out of it enough to fall back asleep right away, then we're good. But I know that that's just gonna increase over time with the big belly and when the baby's pushing on my bladder and stuff. So I'm sure once a night will turn into 2 and 3 and 4, and who knows, it could be crazy. So one other thing is I've been just a bit more sensitive lately, a bit more emotional, and what's funny is actually Caleb is way more emotional. He keeps saying he'll like tear up at something and be like, I'm so emotional this pregnancy, and I secretly love it because it's just fun to see like that change in him and to see how much he already loves the baby and loves our life. Like, this big change in our life is really endearing. So I secretly love it. It's not even a secret, I tell him all the time. So as for my SCH, my subchorionic hemorrhage, this was found a couple weeks ago, and we had an ultrasound at the ER, and then I was supposed to have a follow-up ultrasound, which you guys saw, where we saw that amazing heartbeat. And I was waiting for a few days to get the results of like, what did they find with the SCH? Did it grow? Did it shrink? What was the deal? So finally I did hear back, and she just said, like, she didn't give me any exact numbers or anything, but she said it grew a tad. So to me, a tad means very small, like very little that it grew, but it did worry me a lot that it wasn't subsiding, that it in fact grew and not, go down. I'm like, no, you're supposed to go the other way. So that did worry me a lot for a little while. I'm starting to feel less worried now as I haven't had any bleeding in quite a while. So that is good, and I'm trying to just take it as a good sign that a tad is way better than a lot, and we'll just, keep hoping that it'll go down. I have been taking it really easy because of this. Nobody necessarily told me I need to do bed rest or anything, but I just felt really uncomfortable moving around because the couple times that I did have any like sort of exercise or physical activity, and I mean, I'm not even talking like taking the dog for a walk, I'm talking like one time it was when I went to the grocery store, and then the next time was walking around the mall. Those are the 2 times I had a bleed. But the other days where I didn't do those things, I didn't have a bleed. So I'm kind of correlating them to being a bit more active. So that's why I've taken kind of a step back and just rested a lot these last couple weeks, and really just being mindful to my body and what I think I need. So that's what I've been doing, which probably is all a part of the exhaustion and laziness that's just like taking over me, and then being on bed rest is, But because I am going back to work in just a couple short weeks, I am hoping to soak up this time where I'm able to do this, resting and everything, and I will be kind of modifying things, so I won't be lifting and stuff like that until we can make sure that this is cleared up and that we're all good. So that's kind of my plan. The other thing I've been doing is just trying to incorporate like a healthy diet. Not that there's any proven science behind it that curing an SCH, but I just feel like it can't hurt. there are so many foods that are like healing foods and good for you, so I've been trying to incorporate some of those. Yeah, that's really all I have to report. Not much has really changed. I think it's just been about like truly coming to terms with the reality of this and realizing that we're not just living in a dream, this is real. And I think it's hard because when you go in between appointments or in between ultrasounds or whatever it is, you don't have that constant reminder that you're pregnant, right? Like you can look at your ultrasound picture and you can look at your old tests and stuff and know that you're exhausted because of pregnancy. But I think until I have a bump that I can like physically look at, and also once I can feel baby move, I think those will be some big ones that'll really like kick me into gear and be like, wow, this is definitely real. Because right now I'm still like, am I gonna wake up from this dream and someone's gonna tell me that it was all just not real? It's weird. It's a weird feeling, and I think that's definitely just pregnancy after infertility. That's just what it's like. So if you watch our vlogs, then you would have already seen this ultrasound picture. This was taken exactly a week ago, and so that's a little bean right there. And we got to see the heartbeat that day, and it was just so strong and so precious. I just like couldn't even believe it. It was just like, I loved it so much. So this is really special because I never thought I would ever have an ultrasound picture. So like, I can't believe it still. I keep saying that. That's the theme of this video. I can't believe it, even though like I've known for a month, but it's still just so insane to me. So yeah, I think that's everything for this pregnancy update. Leave any questions you have below or anything that I could maybe touch on come the next update, whenever that will be, I'm not sure. And thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you in our next video. Bye guys.